Well, here we are at Bee Central. We have the hives set up. For anybody out there that doesn't know, Five Dog Farm is a new, or I should say newbie farm. We're learning homesteading. We've read the books, but the books we've learned are helpful, but not always real time. So bees are new to all of us here. We've never done them before. We put in our berry patch, which is, I don't know, 20 feet away, and have always wanted to have bees, and we thought, well, now's a good time, why not? Beginning of the year I said my word was simplify. Blown that out of the water, that's gone. I think some of it is just everything that's going on in the world. It probably, for me, was an idea to, what do we want to have here? Let's just work hard and get it here, and we can take that downtime learning it. And that's kind of what we've done. Bees are here. We got the hives all set up. I got to tell you, I love the hives we got. I got them off of Amazon. I'll put a link. It says they're currently unavailable, so maybe I'll find, I'm sure there's more than one manufacturer of there's a few that look the same. I would have given them 5 stars. I'm giving them 4 because they left out glue and they left out the nails, which was really no big deal because the way these were crafted, I had no problem putting them together. Simple to put together, really nicely made. I was very happy with them. I can see why they're out of stock. They were a good product and for beehives, relatively inexpensive. So I painted them 5 Dog Farm green, got that done. Justin built me this beautiful little area. We have 2 hives, so I set one oriented south and I have another one southeast. What I have learned is you could have drift, which means you could have one of the packages of bees decide they all like that other hive. You have to set them so far apart. What I also learned was there are opinions ranging from 1 foot to 50 feet of how far apart they need to be. In my recollection, I don't ever recall seeing 2 beehives where they were 50 feet apart, and I'm sure some of you out there are going, we've seen that. I, in my mind, have always seen beehives near each other. Secondly, I do believe, I love permaculture and the ethics of permaculture and the basic fundamentals and common sense of permaculture. I do not want to keep walking back and forth between beehives when I'm cleaning or checking, or I don't. I walk enough. So I wanted them close. They're probably about 3 feet apart. They're oriented a bit differently because that way there won't be confusion. What the consensus seemed to be is the bees learn their entrance. So I'm going to put a little rock or something by one just to change it up a little bit. Those guys know, hey, that's our place, that's got the rock. The other people know rock. We'll see. Again, learning. The table in between is for when I come out with pulling out the frames or doing whatever I need to do. I've got a place to put things. Mr. Blue Jeans for Christmas got me, this is the only man I know that would be able to find a camo apiary jacket. Isn't that cool? I'm styling. Swore I marked the Tiffany blue one. I don't know what happened. Anyway, maybe the bees won't see me coming. It's a stealth jacket. So I've got that. Bees remind me of my dad. My dad, when I was growing up, would just put his hand out and bees would land on it. So that's how I grew up with bees. It was certainly, we were in the city, we were in Orange County, California, and behind his business we kept the dogs. There was an outdoor area and he had what was called lick it. At the time you attach it to your faucet, your hose bib, and the dogs can just come and lick it and they would get water. The bees always congregated there. So he and I would go out and we'd just put our hand out and they'd sit and we'd have a little bit of water in our hand. So I never had that thing about running or screaming or being upset about bees. Yes, I was stung because I stepped on one on accident and it stung me. I deserved it. So I'm hoping, I'm going to film this so you can probably see me running and screaming and the swarm chasing me. But I don't have that upset when I'm around any kind of winged buzzy thing that has a stinger. I believe that if I'm calm, the thing won't sting me. Except for the wasp that I put my hand in my pocket one time and I didn't know it was there. He let me know he was there. So I'm going to go ahead and get to assembling both of the hives, and then we're going to go ahead and bring the bees out and we will film us getting the bees in the hives. This is going to be very interesting. So hang in there, stay tuned, and we'll see how that goes. I should show you. Here are the frames that come with it. You had to assemble all of it. All of these wooden pieces were separate in little bundles, and you glue and nail, and it really for me was kind of zen work. I enjoyed doing it. The frames are honeycombed, so I don't know, the bee has a pattern to follow. I'm pretty sure they know what to do, but I think it just makes it easier. These people know what they're doing as well as I don't, so I'm sure there's a reason why they already put that on there. Probably to grip better, I don't know. But it was very, very simple to assemble. Let me get one of the smaller boxes out and I'll show you how they look with all the frames in there. This is the top box. This is how the frames look inside, obviously. You just pull them out and they'll be dripping with glorious honey in time. All right, well that was easy enough. These hives don't have an excluder. Again, learning here, so don't do what you see happening here. An excluder, from what I understand, is to keep the baby bees from coming up into the top box, and there are advantages and disadvantages, and because it didn't come with it, we're going to see if we can work without it, and that becomes a problem for us. And there may be other reasons too to have or not have an excluder. We'll learn more as we all go along. These are 2 of probably 9 to 12 books that we have, but I've noticed that these are 2 of them that I go to a lot. I love storybooks. I love any storybook. We probably have every single one. We have llamas. We have all of them. We don't have llamas. I was thinking about it. You guys remember when I thought we were going to get a llama? Yeah, anyway, we have the storybook on that. If anybody needs to know anything about llamas, yeah, I'll look it up for you. So we've got Keeping Honeybees, a story guide, and this is Hive Management, a seasonal guide for beekeepers by Richard Bonney. Has been really, really a wealth of information. Some books are beautiful, but they don't seem to provide the information I'm looking for. The storybook went into depth, literally numbering the steps of how you take your packaged bees and get them into the hive, and that was huge. The other books did not have these steps, so this, if I would suggest as a new person, this was amazing just to have those steps. So now it's time to go get our little buzzy friends and see if they like their new abode. Let's go get them. So we decided to go for the in-hive feeders because you have to feed your packaged bees. They're going to be hungry and they have a lot of work to do. So there's a bottle you can put on the outside. We thought we'd be safer with this, and this replaces a frame, and you fill it with the sugar water concoction. Simple enough. There are these little ladders, and all you have to do is fold the ends over, and there's little clips that you have to clip, which seems easy. They're a little difficult and don't want to clip in. You can use a screwdriver or something to push it down, but I just had wanted to give you the idea because I'm going to have to get my screwdriver and then push them down in. They don't like to go. But out of the 2 things, I did like the idea of having a bottle on the outside of the hive. Yeah, you can see it, but I think so can other things that want to come by and eat. So this is kind of what we went for. Well, that already clipped in, and then this just pops, like I showed you on that one, it pops within the frame in here, and it sets on top. So very simple. We'll fill it with our water. We'll take a frame out of each hive, get these in, and get the bees in. So I've got the feeders, the inside feeders. I need to take the super and the top off and take one of the frames out of the brooder box and put the feeder in there. I put a reducer in front. I put the bottom down the wrong way. I put it skinny depth up instead of deeper depth up. I put a reducer in there just because I felt more comfortable having the bees have a smaller doorway than the full opening. That may be a mistake, it may not, I don't know. It comes with the package, so I decided to go with it. So let me get this up here. Take out a frame. Ooh, that'll get replaced later. Pop in this new frame. It's their Go Juice and fill it. Now they said because of new package bees, I did a gallon of water to 1.5 pounds of sugar. They need that extra oomph. And by goodness, we're going to give it to them. So I'm going to do this to both feeders, and then we should be ready to go.